Alright, what is up, YouTube? It is KROT7435. I wanted to report to you of my thoughts on the recent Logan Paul and KSI boxing fight. Unfortunately, Logan Paul had lost to KSI over a split decision win in their 6 round encounter in the boxing ring. I personally believe this fight was pretty decent. It was better than the first one because I thought KSI really got screwed up in the first encounter. But the second encounter, if y'all haven't watched it, highlights will be out probably tomorrow through DAZN network or something of that caliber. But for my personal impressions through like the latest like live stream that I've watched of it. I think KSI, he did very good in the early rounds, but once it got up to like round 3 and 4, Logan picked it up. I believe Logan, he did get knocked down per se, but I want to say he got tripped because KSI, he hit Logan in the back of his temple, which that's technically an illegal blow, and I would assume the referee should have called it out to KSI and taken out points off of him. But honestly, I think due to the judges, they were probably on some drugs or something, and they probably weren't looking at like Logan Paul's, legal punch hit or the uppercut leading into the punch for the knockdown on KSI, which I personally believe Logan had definitely put a hard hit on KSI, which that's what kind of screwed him up in that fight because I thought Logan did pretty good. And if you watch up the highlights, you would probably be on my side to say Logan probably had won that fight, but with the so-called uppercut with a couple punches to KSI's face and somehow a technically illegal blow to the back head after he got knocked down, which I don't think that was illegal. That was perfectly legal because he was clinching Logan. So technically Logan was just punching him down. But no, the referee counted that as an illegal hit. And, honestly, like, I find that absolutely bullshit. But Logan, in my view, definitely knocked down KSI. And that should have been points taken away from KSI. And Logan should have kept his 10, but that's just me. So, after that, Logan pretty much continued on, and until the end of the 6th round, Logan seemed like he was pretty good. The only thing that really got me angry, or got me a bit upset, is that Logan, he didn't keep his jab going, and Shannon Briggs was his trainer, so, you already know that Shannon Briggs, he's gonna say some, like, let's go champ type of shit, but, no, Logan, he definitely got some good pep talk from Shannon, and Shannon told him throughout the fight that, he should have kept his jab, which, Logan, he was very hesitant of actually doing that, and he should have just kept without the jab. He probably would have knocked out KSI because Logan, he has more reach and he's bigger too. So, you're not really going to get that much advantage over someone like that. But overall, I personally believe that this fight had definitely gone the extra mile. And I really do think that KSI definitely had lost this fight, in my personal opinion. But when you do take a look at the highlights, you'll probably understand why. Also, Logan had landed more punches than KSI, so if that knockdown was not counted as somehow an illegal knockdown, which made Logan lose points off of the knockdown, which I even thought that when Logan technically got knocked down by KSI, but it was a trip through an illegal, blow to the back head. But then again, his foot was over Logan's, I think, right foot, which made Logan trip, so he didn't have any control. I personally believe KSI, he definitely had taken a bigger loss in the fight when Logan took him down, legally with like the uppercut leading into a couple jabs to the face and then possibly blow to the back head or to the temple. So honestly, what's my final thoughts on this? I personally believe this is a pretty interesting fight. Do I think KSI or Logan should, become boxers? Maybe, maybe not. KSI, he's 26. I don't think he's really fought anybody at a good, level yet, and I don't think he should. He should probably get some amateurs in, but then again, if you want to do it right away and just get, intensive training from your trainers, yeah, go right ahead. But if you really want to, probably just use this as like entertainment, I say, probably maybe get linked up with like the Zone or some shit to maybe get some more fights or something, or maybe have it in your own network. I don't know. I don't really think that would be useful. I think if anything, yeah, definitely set up your own organization through like what happened in like the very first, encounter with Logan Paul. Yeah, because that was like a lot more profitable and that really got YouTube breaking like the whole internet. But no, as far as like for Logan or KSI being pro, I think there would be way too much danger for them to encounter against real fighters. But then again, if we're looking at this from an objective point of view, there are plenty of boxers that came from nothing and they decided to become a boxer, and boom. I mean, people like like there's plenty of good boxers that were once poor and boom, like now they were super rich. I forgot honestly, but I mean, for those type of fighters that have, very zero little experience, like Deontay Wilder is a good example, but I mean, he did a little bit of amateurs. He only had 19 fights, but once he got into like the pros, he started knocking people the hell out. Which, I mean, he's not like the best example of like of boxers that have probably came from nothing, and you didn't have that much money to really start training, but then once you kind of maybe like earned up like your stripes in the, I guess, or try to earn some money to pay money for a gym, then yeah, I would assume that there could have been some sort of, chain of fighters or I guess like group of fighters in that category that have probably made it to the pros without doing amateurs and they just straight up do pros like right away. So I don't know, like if anything, I mean every boxer has a story, and it's pretty difficult to kind of get into that transition. But I mean, as far as like just as like the fight alone, like their physicality and what they've done, I think KSI definitely had an upper hand advantage when it came to the overhead on Logan's weak defense. But Logan definitely did good on the straight jab. If he had done that throughout the whole fight, Logan definitely would have won the fight, along with probably getting the clean knockdown on KSI, which I think Logan would probably have to battle that with the boxing commission. But no, like that's why that I don't like boxing, because I never look at boxing as like one of my favorite sports. It's always basketball or baseball or MMA. But no, it's just like with boxing, like for stuff like that, it's just like, this is why boxing is kind of like semi popular, because it's like there's so much BS that goes on within a fight, and it's like, if anything, it's like the government that regulates the hell out of the sport. So depending on what country you're from, it's like it's absolutely retarded on how the fight is scored, and you don't even know if these judges are actually impartial with their decisions, because you don't know what they're scoring. If anything, they could not be scoring that whole fight. They could have just been given the whole fight to that one particular fighter, regardless of how good that you've done. Unless you knocked the person out, then yeah, you're probably going to be considered for a very, good fighting card, or like be considered for being a notable fighter, so therefore you're going to win most of your fights. But to sum this up, I think Logan did good. You should have just kept your jab more. I think that's what would have made you win. And when you had KSI on the ropes, you should have just did some body punches body shots and then get a good, uppercut jab. Yeah, uppercut leading into a jab. Like you would have knocked out KSI, but it's like I think Logan, he was learning how to box, so it's like, like when you have like a very few months to kind of learn how to fight. And I mean KSI, he was evenly trained as well, but I guess like with Mayweather, yeah, Mayweather's gym training him and some other prominent figures training him, like he definitely had like some good experience. Yeah, this fight definitely went either way, but I think KSI definitely got his ass beat after he got uppercutted by Logan. But no, I think Logan definitely won this fight. But I don't know. Let me know what y'all think about this fight. Do you think KSI won or Logan Paul won? But other than that, good fight. Hopefully, if we do see either one of these two become pros, that would be awesome. I think that would be like the biggest twist out of YouTube if we actually have some boxers that actually were YouTubers, which I'm pretty sure there are. I mean, Jorge Masvidal, he's a UFC fighter and he still has his own YouTube channel. But I mean, a good example right now would have been Joshua Brockner. So, he's an MMA fighter that just went into his debut tonight, which is Saturday. But he looked really good out there. So if he continues with his boxing, he could definitely dominate the boxing world. So yeah, let me know what y'all think about this fight, man. I will see y'all later. I need to go to bed. Peace out. Have a good night. And shout out to KSI and Logan Paul. Bye.